Hey everyone, and welcome back to Peaked in 6th Grade. I'm Angie, and today I'm joined by Catie and Jayton. Why do I sound like a radio host? I don't know.
You pretty much are. I think podcasts are just like the modern day radio shows where no one really listens to the radio anymore since they have like Spotify and Apple Music and stuff. That's just what podcasts pretty much have become. It's just the Spotify version of a radio.
Yeah, let's rebrand to 93.5.
You think load us
Easily.
on?
I love
Yeah.
that people used to just listen to radio shows and they were like, this is everything. I have to be there at 8 p.m. If I'm not, I missed out on everything. I'm going to have to ask Johnny down at the old machinery shop whether or not Lucy killed John. I don't know.
I mean, I
That's,
kind of still listen to NPR. That's because I think I'm 56 years old.
my dad would always play like a talk radio, really like conservative shit. And as I started getting older, I was like, why are these people so angry? And I'd get in the car and I'd be like, hey, can I get aux? And he'd be like, I was listening. I was like, can I get aux? Come on now.
That moment when you're fighting over aux with your dad.
My dad, like, he still doesn't really know that I listen to rap music. So every time I get in the car, I have to hand select songs from my liked music, and just it's such a pain to try and listen to bops with that man, because if anything even remotely sounds like rap, he's like, "What is this?
That's like,
What is
dude,
this?"
I had to do a 32-hour drive with my boyfriend's dad from Arizona to Florida, and he's a cop. So listening to music was like not an option in the car. So it was mainly silent. Really fun.
Just put on a little NWA on the way out. That'd be great.
Play fuck the police.
Yeah. It was also like right in the middle of all of the riots happening, and he brought it he brought it up in the car on the way, and I was like, "Uh-oh, I'm going to be silent now."
I was asleep. I don't know. That's why I wasn't talking. I swear.
I've been asleep for the past 3 months. I don't know what's going on politically. Please don't ask me.
My dad,
Just at
when Corona first started, he tried to tell me that it wasn't real, and
Uh-oh.
I was like, but what about everybody that has it? He was like, well, that's a good point. Good man.
oh,
Good
you
man.
got me there.
Yeah, really good rebuttal. I remember, like, after Corona broke out, I was supposed to see my parents, and I was talking to my mom, and I was like, I hope you're careful and wearing your mask and sanitizing your hands. And then my mom goes, oh, no, I think I'm immune. And I was like, well, I'm not going to see you this weekend now. I was, like, so nervous.
Does your mom still travel all the time, or is she like understanding? Hey, COVID bad.
She just went to Alaska, so.
When COVID first started, my friend Jake, actually not when it first started, a few months in, my friend got it, and everybody was like, "Come on, Jake, we just saw you, we just hung out with you. You can't risk it like that." And he was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, guys." And then I specifically, I asked him, I was like, "Jake, that really sucks that you didn't tell us." And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, I was gonna go back up to Reno, and I had all these different plans. I was gonna hang out with these people and stuff. And he literally just said, "I know, huh?"
He really
Wow.
hit you with the damn. That's crazy. Anyway.
That's tough.
Damn, that's crazy. That sounds
Anyway,
like
you
a
trying to
you
go to
problem,
Chili's?
my guy. The people at Chili's don't think COVID is real, and they make sure they tell me that every single time they walk into the restaurant. I had a guy, it was actually at Denny's, a guy the other day, he's like, man, all your dumb COVID policies, they're killing me. And I'm like, well, COVID is killing thousands of Americans across the world. But yeah, sorry, you have to wait outside for 10 minutes.
Just, hi, Catie. Welcome to work. Anyway, COVID's not real. Just the entire time you're there.
Guy he comes into Chili's every single day except for Saturdays. He'll sit at the bar for 6 hours, and if anyone else comes to the bar, he'll be like, "Hey, what do you guys think about all the political things? Let's talk." And then he won't stop bothering them the entire time that they're there. And it's just I can feel the pain in the bartender's eyes and the other people's eyes, and they just don't want to be there. He got offended. He's like, you're not agreeing with me here. Why don't you agree with me? It's like, I don't want to talk about this at all, my guy.
I really feel like talking to conservatives is like trying to argue with a toddler.
I've come to that conclusion as well. But it's really interesting because at some point I used to think at least some of the conservative ideals I used to
Yeah,
hold
you've
them.
changed a lot.
And yeah. And it's just like looking back on them, I feel like one of the biggest stepping stones that I first took, I was like I was really for the death penalty. And then I went to college, and for an argumentative essay, I was like, I sent to the professor, I was like, I want to do an argumentative essay on why we should have the death penalty. and I started actually looking it up, and I was like, this is so economically stupid.
Yeah.
This is fucked. It's such a waste of money. Like, fuck the morals. This wastes millions every
Exactly.
year. And yeah,
Yes.
there's no reason that we should have to get down to like, we shouldn't do this because people are in all way. No, no, we need to save money. We need better schools.
I
Like,
think
come on.
we should just like
So about
dismantle the prison system in general because the private prisons cost so much, and then it's just like they will force things onto people just so that the prisons could make more money.
Private prisons should probably not exist.
Yeah.
That's kind of that's it's a little crazy to hold people for money.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't. Usually that's not allowed.
We should just like go up to all the private prison owners and be like, "Hey, that's not allowed, man.
Bro, that's
You
not
can't-
really cool. It's not very pluribus.
That's on the no-no
Mom-
list."
Mom said it's my turn to dismantle the private prisons. Why don't we
I
just
feel
go
like- I
back
feel
to
like-
the good old days of stoning people?
Yes.
Like if
Uh-oh.
if someone rapes, just tie him up, throw stones at him, be like, bad. It's cheap, it's effective, and it's like a community thing. It really brings people together.
Get the kids down to the town market. Everybody wins.
Yeah.
Hey, oi, Jimmy, they're doing another stoning down in the mall today. You coming or what?
I heard Charlie had cuties on his list. We gotta get him.
Not cuties. Not cute. Like we could talk about that, but I don't want to watch the movie. I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to. I feel like if I watch that movie, I have to watch it in a group of people that are all
Mhm.
collectively criticizing it.
Wait, which
Like,
Yeah.
I want to see it just to see how fucking cuties.
Cuties.
Oh,
Have you not?
No.
Have you not
I've
heard
seen
of
a
it?
lot of reviews. I've seen a lot of reviews
Oh.
on it.
I haven't
I've
even
seen
heard
so
about
many
it.
reviews. You haven't heard of Cuties?
No.
There's
So
no
it's
fucking way.
basically this movie that like makes math
It's child
seem
porn.
okay to some extent. Yeah.
It's
apparently there's
child
underlying
porn, the
mess.
movie.
Christ.
But like, it's supposed to be like the movie is like we're talking about how you shouldn't sexualize yourself at any age while showing actual 11-year-olds touching themselves.
Ew.
Yeah, it's very.
So it kind of defeats the purpose they're trying to
counterproductive.
make.
I don't know why I haven't heard of this.
It's like big. It was big on Twitter like last week. Everyone's doing reviews about it on YouTube. At least like the YouTubers that talk about that kind of stuff.
Pedophilia was so last week, Kate. Come on.
I feel like Cuties was talked about a lot on Twitter for like a day, but with everything is just like there's always some new shit happen every single day. I see last week that the Chili's, the official Chili's brand, tweeted out poggers.
I loved that and I lived for it and it made my day. No, it made my week.
They have their own Discord server too, and they said that if you have to be a My Chili's Rewards member to even sign to be allowed in the Discord server. So when I'm like at the table, like, do you guys want to be a part of the Chili's Reward program and a free batch of chips and salsa every time you come in? And you get to join the Chili's official Discord server.
I think that's really how you like get all the Gen Zs in it.
Mm-hmm. That's how to get them signed up. Like, oh, the Chili's Discord server.
Ooh, exclusive Discord.
You could probably start Nazis Part 2 with a good Discord server.
I decided to
Just get
check the
youth
Chili's.
real hyped about it.
I decided to check the Chili's Twitter, and they also have their own Mario Maker levels, custom Chili's.
Oh my.
They have endless chips and salsa. You are a fajita, and the floor lava.
You are Fajita.
cake.
It's a role-playing game.
I think all brands should just avoid talking about anything on any social media except for what's that one Twitter brand? Is it like Whoopie Pie or something where they just will tweet something like really vague and depressing once in a while?
Pie? Like moon pies?
Oh, Moon Pies, that's what it was.
Yeah, no, like I think no. Brands just there's a lot of brands that I think try too hard. Wendy's at the beginning, they were like pretty solid, but then they like were like, all right, people like us now, and they tried a little bit too hard to be relatable, and it's kind of not really appealing anymore.
Yeah, making a whole album
like-
was not the best choice.
They were
Wendy's
like
and-
first to the sponsored memes, but
Mhm.
at the same time they way over.
Yeah, I think they like got into it first, but then they didn't really evolve much. They just kind of stayed like in one section without like, being funny.
Yeah, their entire was we're Wendy's. Burger King sucks, right? We're Wendy's. We have the beef. We're Wendy's.
Yeah.
I think like brands, they should just like subtle, like just do something like subtle about it, or like not try too hard to be relatable. Just have like their own little thing that makes them like, huh, weird. Do you guys know the gas station Come and Go?
I actually like haven't heard of. Actually, I think I've seen like a sign, but I don't know much
They have
about
like, okay, well, it's called Come and Go, and they have a TikTok account, and their brand mascot for the official TikTok account for the Come and Go gas station is a transgender Hatsune Miku.
it. Holy shit.
They have so many videos of like it's a Hatsune Miku cosplayer in front of a trans flag, like posting about like Come and Go, and like they're like they're like inside the Come and Go, and they're like, this is Hatsune Miku's gas station order. Stay tuned to see what Hatsune Miku likes the best about Come and Go.
Dude, the best part about that is someone part of their marketing team was like, I know what'll associate us with Gen Z. Transgender Hatsune Miku. And everyone was like, yes! Like, really? That's the one?
That's the one.
It was. I mean, it got my attention.
I only.
I got
use
the
their
attention
gas
of
now.
several people on TikTok.
What's interesting is Skittles has sort of wiggled their way into my online friend group, and there's this like big Among Us server, and then randomly Skittles started interacting with my mutuals on Twitter and like followed a lot of them back, and is now in like my friends' Discord servers. Like the official Skittles Discord is in my friend's big Among Us server. Like, I don't know what's going on with that, but now I just have a bunch of mutuals with Skittles on Twitter, and I don't know what to do about it.
What kind of interactions do they have with Skittles?
Let's see. Let's look at the Skittles Twitter.
Okay.
Skittles, like, replies to every single person that tweets something at them. I'm not even joking. Like, if you go to their replies, it's just every couple seconds, they'll, like a Twitter bot or something that just responds to everyone who tweets at them.
That's what Applebee's does too. I remember in like 2016, I got bored and I just started tweeting at Applebee's asking how their day was going and saying how my dad always told from a young age to never go to an Applebee's, and how maybe I'll break the request of my father to go to an Applebee's, and they're like, please come.
Please, our business is failing. We need you to buy our guacamole, please.
Dude, wait,
Maybe Applebee's would be more popular if they had more apples and more bees. They're branded.
Maybe they need
like
less
Chili's.
apples
We
and
have
more
chili.
bees.
More
That's true.
bees.
I had
Chili's
an interaction.
has Chili's. Denny's has Denny's. Where are the bees?
True.
Arby's.
Our bees.
Our bees.
I had an interaction
Wow.
with Hot Pockets on Twitter because I got really high, and then I started eating a Hot Pocket like a corn on the cob, and then I tweeted at Hot Pockets, or no, I didn't even tweet at them. Like, it was just an indirect at Hot Pockets, and they responded to my tweet, and now I'm trying to find it. Oh, I tweeted, I just ate a Hot Pocket like I was eating a corn on the cob, and I didn't realize I was doing it until the Hot Pocket was gone, and Hot Pockets responded to my tweet with, well? And that was my interaction with Hot Pockets.
It's really, really fucking strange to hear somebody say, yeah, I had this interaction with Hot Pockets the other day. It sounds like it just looked at you and
They're
started
tripping.
talking.
It sounds
Yeah,
like
they're
acid,
just
and
fucked
they had,
up
like,
eating
whole
dinner.
conversation with just a box of Hot Pockets.
That's something that would actually happen to me.
What do you think a Hot Pocket would have to say to you?
Stop fucking eating
don't
me!
eat me. I'm in the microwave.
Don't eat me.
It's
You're
hot
gonna
in
burn
there,
your
please.
lips.
You're gonna burn your lips.
Can we also talk about how Chuck E. Cheese is now streaming on Twitch?
What do they stream?
I haven't seen this. What does he stream?
What does
Honestly,
he stream? What does good old Chuck stream?
What is
What
Charles
does
up
Charles
to?
Charles,
Cheese
yeah.
stream?
I'm gonna check. Chuck E.
Charles Entertainment Cheese. A businessman with a business plan.
Cheese. I don't know why this is so funny to me, but their bio on Twitch is just a mouse who loves eating pizza and video games. Like,
He loves
what?
eating video games?
Just a mouse who loves eating pizza and video games. Oh, yeah.
That could have been written better.
Definitely. Let's see what they were streaming. Fall Guys?
Aw.
Chuck E. Cheese was streaming Fall Guys. Chuck E. Cheese was streaming Animal Crossing. Come on.
So Chuck E. Cheese is literally just trying to pander to the masses.
Literally.
Wow.
And he was doing face cam. Oh no.
You know that like arcade simulator game that they made a little bit ago?
Yeah.
Chuck E. Cheese should play that and be like, look it. This is the future. This isn't us, but this is the future. They should at least acknowledge the world.
Yeah.
Y'all ever had access to a free pinball machine?
No.
Oh my god, it's so much fun. It's like, fuck slot machines. I've never used a slot machine, but a pinball machine, if it's free, that is so addictive. Like, it has all of the things that you need for addiction. It has like big flashy lights. It has little dopamine things that you literally fucking hit, and then you're like, oh, I did it.
Dude.
Like, it's
It's like
great.
blink, blink, blink.
Yeah, it go. Bah, 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 bah.
Wow, I can't believe they turned the pinball app into a real thing.
Yo, wait, they made the pinball game on the 94 Windows computer a real thing?
Damn, I can't believe they turned apps into real things.
Y'all heard that they made the Monopoly computer game into a real board game?
Yo.
That's it.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Can we play Monopoly on the podcast?
Yes.
On the podcast.
Genuinely, I would love to play Monopoly with you guys.
Just like on the
No one-
podcast and anyone
Yeah, no one
listening.
can see what we're doing.
Anyone,
Yeah,
like-
we're just like, you bitch, that's my boardwalk.
People are just
Like-
listening to the podcast just to feel like they have friends.
Yeah, that's what podcasts essentially are. It's just you're by yourself, here's three people talking, feel involved.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
I remember like when I first started getting into podcasts, the first one I watched, it was like with Bo Burnham, and I was expecting it to be like super funny, and then all of a sudden they started getting really philosophical and started like diving into, does free will really exist? And for a second I was like, what the fuck am I listening to? Like I thought I was somewhere else because I expected it to be funny, and I was like, is this what podcasts are?
Thank you, Bo Burnham.
With that being said, does free will exist?
Who's Will? You mean Free Willy? Isn't that the book about the whale?
Yeah.
I was gonna
Oh,
say,
that's
do you think
Moby
we could
Dick.
get
No, Free Willy's
philosophical?
book.
And then she said that, and it just answered my question.
No, I think we should. I feel like we should get philosophical.
What's a good philosophical question? What you got?
Time
Who's
travel.
Phil?
Quantum physics. Who's Phil?
I think
No.
those are science. Y'all remember Phil of the future?
Not really.
I still have that theme song ingrained in my head. It's like stuck. I will
Sing
never
it.
forget that.
Sing it.
And now it's Phil. Phil of the future. Keeping it together just as best as you can.
Oh, it's gonna
It's
get
great.
copyrighted
It's
now.
just a bop. It goes really hard. They have 808s in it and everything. I think there's a Travis Scott
Too
feature on there.
accurate
I
to
don't
the
know.
original. We're gonna get copyrighted.
Yeah, you did too well of a job.
I didn't have like the space vortex going though. Do you guys really not remember that show at all?
I
No.
never watched. I know of it. I never
Wow.
watched it. Though.
No, I've seen like a couple episodes, but I didn't like watch it.
Did you see them when you were a kid or after? Like
When
you
I was
got
a
older?
kid.
a
I
lot
loved-
of shows.
I
I
was
just don't
like, this is
remember.
Back to the Future, the TV show. This is sick.
What were the what do you guys think were the best Disney shows when you were a kid, or like your favorite Disney show?
A huge fan of Hannah Montana.
Oh,
I remember.
fuck
I
yeah.
went to the Hannah Montana concert when I was 7 years old.
I went
was
to
a
a
big
Hannah Montana
fan.
concert when I was a kid. My fucking dad. This man had
was
the
it the same one?
foresight. There's actually a decent chance. My man had the foresight. He was like, I'm gonna take you to a Hannah Montana concert because this woman is gonna do something crazy one day, because it was like right after the Britney Spears bit
Holy shit!
had happened, and then like 4 years later, Hannah Montana went off the rails. Miley Cyrus was a crackhead, and everybody was like, oh, and Mike was like, what I say.
Wow, your dad really knew.
My mom wasn't really a big fan of Hannah Montana, but when like the Miley's Bangers album came out, she became a huge Miley Cyrus fan.
I love that.
Like on my birthday, she was picking me up from school, and I'm like, "Where are you?" She's like, "I'm at Target. The new Miley album came out. It bangs." And she just kept playing in the car. And I'm like, "Okay, mom."
They're just
What
like, Mom, pick me up from school. It's been 4 hours. It's 7 p.m. I'm hungry.
And she's like, "Bangers, bangers, bangers, bangers."
What if your mom is secretly on Stan Twitter and she has a Miley Cyrus Stan account?
My mom just like someone dies, be like, "Damn, that sucks." Anyways,
Stream
We Can't
bangers.
Stop for Clear Skin.
She's just on Facebook constantly tweeting shit. She's tweeting Miley Cyrus fan cams.
Imagine if that's just how, like, parents spoke, and it's like, Mom, I got into a car crash. She's like, well, damn, maybe if you screamed Randy by Ariana Grande and Lady Gaga, that wouldn't have happened.
You tell your mom you failed your SATs, and how do you fail your SATs? What kind of... You tell your mom you got a 0 on your SATs, and she just starts, like, playing... She just starts playing a Miley Cyrus fan cam in front of you without saying anything.
It's like, hey, Mom, I'm getting married. She's like, tea.
So we're just... This bit is moms are sorority girls?
Yeah.
No, moms are 14-year-olds with K-pop fan counts.
Oh, okay. I follow.
Same thing.
Okay.
My first concert I went to was a Big Time Rush concert.
God.
I feel like that really explains my personality.
Oh.
But
you just gotta get copyrighted again. Jayton, you can't keep doing this to us.
I'm a problem.
Let's just talk about how good Big Time Rush is, though. Like, I feel like you can't argue with that.
It's not was, it's is.
Is, yes. Because every song, like, they don't miss.
And the show was iconic.
Oh, yeah, entirely. Have you seen any of it recently?
Not recent. I've seen, like, some parts where, like, Joe was, like, leaving the airport and they were, like, singing and, like, Ken was all upset.
Dude.
Yeah. Joe Biden was, like, featured in Big Time Rush, like how Michelle Obama was in iCarly. It was some weird phase that Nickelodeon was doing at the time.
Just politicians. Dude, wait. But you should actually watch an episode of it, because the way that they... Like, I didn't realize how much and how often they used sound effects. Like, every half a second, they would have something going boing, or just, like, just something. Like, anytime
You guys saw the show Johnny Test?
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay, so one time, me and my friend Nico, we were watching Johnny Test together, and we're like, let's count how many times that they use the crack whip sound effect in one episode. And the answer was 74 in an 11-minute episode.
God.
They used 74 crack whip sound effects. And it was fucking insane.
Yeah.
Johnny Test is so hard to watch, and you can't stop thinking about how many fucking crack whips they do.
I stopped watching a lot of kid shows when I started realizing how stupid laugh tracks were and how upset they made me. I was like, you don't laugh. I laugh. I'm watching the show.
See, I feel like for, like, kid shows, it kind of makes sense. But then something like Friends, where it's so overdone, that's when it kind of gets a little, like, is it necessary?
Yeah.
Speaking of, like, bizarre, like, childhood things, I don't know if this was just my private school being a weird private school, but did you guys ever have, like, pet day at your school?
No.
No.
You didn't have pet day?
This one day, I might have talked about it on the podcast already, but one day my friend caught a scorpion in his closet before school, and he brought it in a little insect carrier.
Oh.
And we spent all of math class catching crickets and feeding the scorpion.
Actually, I never had pet day, but, like, my elementary school, like most elementary schools, we had show and tell. And there was this kid in my class who was very obsessed with wildlife. So one day, without asking the teacher or the school's permission, he just brought in a tarantula and a scorpion. Just to school.
King.
And then, like, during show and tell, my teacher was very shocked. But then he just, like, let the tarantula out, and it was just walking amongst the classroom. It was kind of cool, though.
So pet day was like this thing where every single kid, the school was like, you can bring your pets to school. You can bring any type of pet that you have. You can bring it to school, and we're canceling classes for the entire day for everyone to go hang out with each other's pets. And if you have a pet allergy, you can either sit in the library where all the weird scorpions and birds are, or you can sit in your classroom and just go fuck yourself. But I had dogs one year, but, like, the most random fucking thing. This kid every single year brought his horse to school. He just came in on his fucking horse, and they had they had to cut off the basketball court for the horse.
Holy shit! That's actually the coolest thing I've ever heard.
That's passable. I like that.
No one asked, because it was just like pet day, and it's like, I have this pet horse. Hey everyone, here's my pet horse.
Oh my god.
In North Las Vegas, next to me, like our neighbors, they opened a bull ring. Like they had a bullfighting ring.
What?
And yeah, they just we had this real nice neighbor that my dad would always like we would go and like deliver the man firewood every now and then. It was real wholesome. And then one day when I don't fucking know. He disappeared. I don't know what happened to the man. Maybe he moved away. Maybe he's still kicking. But all of a sudden this nice family of Mexican folk moved in, and my dad was talking to him through our fence, and they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna build a bullfighting ring in the front," and he was like, "Oh, okay, we all have fun with that." And they were like, "Yeah, if you ever hear us having a party, y'all can come over." And we never went over for a bullfighting party, but I don't even know what happened. I imagine they got some kind of like zone complaint,
Probably.
and they never, yeah, because now it's just full of like washing machines and shit. But
Yeah, I'm sure that's
but it
an
was
HOA valid.
yeah, no. We didn't have HOAs.
Ah.
They had it's so wholesome. I miss those people.
I feel like that would have been like a cool story if you actually went to one of the parties.
Oh, I feel
Yeah,
like
I don't
it
know
would
why
have
you
been
did.
too.
Yeah.
I was like 11 when they moved in, so
Oh,
it's not like I was really a functioning person.
I'm still not a functioning person.
Was it old enough to understanding the pleasure that comes with
The bullfighting meta, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I never had anything as exciting as a bullfighting ring in my backyard, but I did have a trampoline, and I feel like that was the only reason why I had friends in school.
Oh, definitely. If you didn't have a trampoline in your backyard, I don't think I would have ever came over to your house.
Yeah. One of my friends, actually, it was very odd. Like, in elementary school, I had two friends who their parents were both teachers at the same school. And it was very strange. Like, a very weird coincidence. And they both just hated going to, like, imagine having your parent be your teacher in second grade, of all grades. The worst.
A lot of people like that. At Jayton High School, we had these two teachers that were married, and they'd always like, they were so wholesome. Like they'd always like be talking about each other in their classes, and like they had like Spirit Week things, and they'd be all so cute and stuff. It was so fun.
They used to the man would come in and deliver her coffee every morning in history
cute.
class. It was so wholesome. It was the
That
best.
actually is really cute.
Everybody would be like when he would leave, everybody like, "You have a good day, sir. God bless you."
The wife there, she was an absolute like icon of a person. She told me this when she was a kid, and she and her friend, they were in like Mississippi, and they were just like at a park hanging out, and they saw like there was like a big old like event going on. There's like a bunch of people around, food, and like it was a big party, and they wanted some food. And so they just were like, all right, this is just a normal family gathering. We'll just sneak in, pretend like we're some long, distant something, and just get some food and leave. And so they did that. And then, like, everyone, like, gathered around, and they started, then they slowly realized as they were talking that they were actually at a KKK rally the entire time.
Uh-oh.
And they said that they tried to run away, but that really, like, caught the attention of the KKK people. So they kind of went after them for a while, and they had to, like, run away from the KKK people for, like, a solid, like, 30 minutes. They were just, like, running through, like the neighborhoods, just, like, to find their houses or somewhere to go.
Oh my god. That moment when you accidentally join the KKK.
These.
Yeah,
my
grandma's Phyllis. Oh, you know Phyllis? Oh. Have some punch. Have some punch.
That school really did have the most bizarre fucking teachers. My first year as a freshman in that school, I had my first period class. We all gathered in. We all sat down. And the teacher, he just slowly walked into the classroom, kind of like, he was silent. He didn't say a word. He just kind of like stared at all of us for like a minute. He just stared at us. And we were like, hi! And he just kept staring at all of us. And then the man starts screaming at the top of his fucking lungs, just starts screaming. And then he just starts, like, he grabs the desk no one's sitting at, he flips the shit over, just starts going fucking insane, stands on his desk, screams, kicks all of his stuff on the ground, and then he just walks out of the classroom, and, like, he comes back a minute later, he's like, sorry about that, guys. Hi, welcome to English 9 Honors. My name's Mr. Neal, and I'll be your teacher. And we're like, okay.
Great way to break kids into high school.
He started it like prison. He just went in, made himself a fucking psychopath, and he's like, nobody's gonna fuck with me.
He was so
great.
cool though. Well, and one of the like wall decorations he had is he had like a gigantic fat head of himself just on the wall.
That's great.
And then he moved. He transferred like to Florida the next year, which is I think where he belongs.
Yeah, that makes sense. I never like had any exciting or like funny teachers. Just a bunch of my teachers just turned out to be pedophiles.
Oh man.
We had like a maybe pedophile teacher. I'm not sure what happened there. People say he got fired for being a pedophile, but my friend said that's not actually the case. I'm very unsure. But like a lot of the girls like at the school like trying to get with him was really weird. One of my friends, she actually tried. She got him into the hallway. She's like, I have a question regarding extra credit. And he's like, yeah, sure, what's up? And then she just kind of like froze for a second and was like, never mind. Went back to class. And he's like, okay. It was Washburn, by the way, Jayton.
Yeah,
That wasn't the most
I
obvious
immediately
name.
assumed. Yeah. I think that did I already tell the like my first day at a public school story
I don't think you did,
I
no.
don't think
when
so.
the attendance bit? Oh, okay. All right, so my first day at a public school, or in high school, it was also my first day at any public school, and I was sitting there in math class, uh, again, first day, so they're going through attendance, trying to learn how to pronounce everybody's names, and they said this one kid's name, and his friend, as a joke, to mess with him, he was like, no, that's not his name, it's pronounced differently, and he said it a different way. And the kid just went, no, that's not my name. It's pronounced Davion. And the kid was like, no, haha, it's Day Mom. And the teacher was just sitting there silently, like watching this happen. And they went back and forth like 4 times. And finally, the kid who was being called on to take attendance, he stood up. He goes, my name's Davion, motherfucker. And he just like screams at him. And the teacher, instead of getting him in any kind of trouble, just went, all right, now tell him you love him. And I was like, man, it's a different world out here.
Wow.
Tell him you love him.
I wish I had
I
a
made
public high school experience.
In senior year, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna take regular English. I'm gonna get through this. I'm gonna get the credit because I was like, I'm just gonna graduate. It'll be fine. I don't need anything crazy. And so I started my first few days in regular English, and man, I didn't sign up for that. As a
Okay.
joke,
Regular classes and honors classes are a completely different breed of people.
they
And, like,
they
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
Like I have always
Each is
had
important.
advanced classes. Yeah. Nothing. I'm not hating on either of them. I'm just saying they're a different breed entirely.
Yeah, entirely.
Yeah. So we're sitting there, and I one of the people in the class I knew from before the class, and I was like, we're sitting there messing around talking because I knew that they didn't really belong in the class either. I was like, what are you doing here? And she was like, yeah, I just want the easy credit too. I just want to make it through. I was like, oh, perfect, well, we'll be all right. And then as a joke, we're like, what if we're sitting here and we start with like fucking comma placement or something? All of a sudden, this man, as the warm up for the first day, he's like, all right, class. He writes a sentence on the board. He goes, now where is the comma supposed to go? And we're like, no. So then I told her after getting through the first day, I was like, look, I'll I'll push through and I'll make it. I'll stick it out with you, but only if we don't get a seating chart. Because I can't just sit in the middle of a bunch, like just like the middle of people that are like, I don't know where that comma goes. I'll just be like, it'll. So anyway, she's like, fine, that's a fair deal. So we the next day we went into the class and sit down, and this man goes, all right, everybody, stand back up. You got a seating chart, and I was like, I looked at her and I was like, goodbye. She was like, no. And this kid, we got our seating chart and we all sat down. We got this writing prompt, and it was if you could choose your child's future career path when they were born or before they were born, would you? And I was sitting there and I was giving it a little bit of thought, but at the same time it wasn't that hard of a question. You got to let that little goon be whatever the little goon wants. And all of a sudden this kid turns around to me, and he was wearing this is an important little bit. I'm sorry. No, the first day he was wearing This is senior year again, by the way. He was wearing white cargo shorts, highlighter yellow shoes, a highlighter yellow shirt, and he had a highlighter yellow bandana on. And me and the girl, when we were sitting together, we referenced him as Sky High because he looked like the kid that
Holy
would like
shit.
clap and light up. It was so
Yeah.
funny. So anyway, he ended up being the kid that was sat right in front of me, and he turned around as we're about to get into the discussion about it. He goes, "Man, I don't know about you, but my little boy's gonna be cooking up just like daddy." I was like, "Oh."
He's
And the
gonna
T
what?
Grizzly song had just come out, and I looked at him. I went, "Yeah, let's keep that water 400 degrees Fahrenheit." And he went, "Yeah." I was just like, "Man, I gotta go to the counselor's office." I don't like
Oh.
regular English was a whole experience for the
Wait,
2 days that I had.
the first ever like regular class that I've had, I've always been like advanced in honors, like all throughout middle school and like most of high school, or my first year of high school at least. And
Mhm.
this was my first like regular class. It was like chemistry, so I was like advanced kind of. So like there was people like a grade ahead of me also in the same class as me, but it was a regular still. And it really just showed how dumb and and like how different of a breed people are. I don't know how to word that really, but like we had like our own little tables, and like this was like, everyone, I want you to make a team name for your table, and I'm like, all right, sure. And then one kid's like, what if we the plugs? And I'm like an outlet, like an outlet socket. And he's like, yeah, like outlet socket.
Built
I-
different.
See, I feel like because I went to I went to a magnet school for 1 year in high school, and then
Wow.
and then I said fuck it, and then I started doing online school because interacting with people, not really my forte. So
Try.
so like I feel like going to magnet school is a completely different experience from public school, especially like when you have to audition to get in, and it's just people aren't normal. Instead of like my school having fights, my school would have dance battles.
Oh
I'm being
Are you
no.
I'm being
serious?
100% serious.
Is LVA just like actual High School Musical?
LVA
I
is
went to Step Up
Victorious.
Academy.
I went to no, I literally went to Victorious. I went to the school in Victorious. Like it like one time I literally remember there was this kid who was shorter than me, and he was like he was a freshman, and he was in the quad with some senior, and then they were talking about something, and then all of a sudden he turns to his friend and he like jumps up on his hands. He does a backflip, and then the other kids started dancing, and this was like the third or fourth week of school, and I looked around and I was like, where the fuck am I? and, and like constantly during lunch, like the seniors, when I was because I went there as a freshman, and all of the seniors would bring like speakers to the quad during lunch, and they would just blast music the whole time. And I still don't think that I went to that school. Like I feel like it was all a fever dream.
It's just like you watched Victorious, took a little bit too many drugs, and then became into Victorious.
Yeah, yeah.
No, that sounds like the worst shit. We just had regular
That sounds like an
fights.
experience.
Yeah, I don't think
No,
there was
I was-
ever a
We had
fight
the
in my
we had the
school.
cops at our school every day.
Well, I
they were
had-
always
Every
here
day.
arresting some kids.
I had cops at my school for different reasons, and it was because every single person at that school did drugs. Like, all of my friends were, like, addicted to Oxycontin and shit. So that's kind of, like, the balance. Like, we didn't have any fights, but everyone was a drug addict.
Everyone was too barred to get actually mad at each other.
Yeah, people were just, like, barred as fuck, so they would just have, like, these, like, cool little dance battles in the quad where they were just fucking barred out.
It's just, why don't we settle everything? I think that's how we should settle all like disagreements. It's just through dance battles instead of like an debate between Biden and Trump this year. Let's just have them get on stage and do a little dance battle.
Yeah, they should just get really high off hydrocodone and then just start battling it out.
They wake up the next morning like, bro, what happened?
They wake up the next
And
morning
then
with
it's on like
someone
the
else's.
national news.
They wake up next morning with someone else's keys in their pocket, and they're like, "Where was I last night?"
So senior year, we're talking about fights. Senior year, this kid, no, I'm sorry, it wasn't senior year, it was junior year. I had to take Spanish because some stupid stuff happened with my counseling, and so I was sitting there in Spanish one junior year with mostly freshmen and sophomores. And there's like four other kids who were juniors. So we all kind of like sat together and we were a wholesome little group.
Mhm.
Anyway, so all of a sudden, one day, this kid, he's real late to class. He's like 10 minutes late and it's in the middle of the day, so it's kind of strange. And he comes running into class and the teacher goes, "Where were you, sir?" And he goes, "Man, if I told you, you wouldn't believe me." She was like, "Go for it." He goes, "Alright, I was at the bottom of the stairs and there was these two kids. This white kid started swinging on this Mexican. Man, you wouldn't believe it. They were going hard at each other. This cop came up to him. He was like, 'Y'all gotta stop.' And he pulled his pepper spray out. He pushed it down to start spraying the kids. It came out the side, damn near hit me. I wasn't even involved." We're like, "Oh shit."
What the fuck?
That the fights at that school, like there were so many fights
It
at our
was
high
like a
school.
weekly thing.
Yeah, but I think I only saw one the
I've
entire
only seen
4 year.
I've seen many on people's Snapchat stories, but I've never
Oh
actually
yeah.
like. I think I've like witnessed one in person. I didn't like go into the crowd because I don't like the mob mentality of fights. I think they just should just and get over it.
You didn't want to get in the pit.
No, I just want. I don't like that one, but I just gotta give him a little kiss and get over it.
Exactly, dude. Everyone trying to get in a fight should just make out.
I think the idea of like there's two teenage boys fighting, and then like an old woman English teacher be like, "Why you guys stop it?" and try to like pull them apart, like she's not gonna get knocked out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every fight just needs my freshman teacher just going like, "Hey, okay, now tell him you love him."
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember like we had like a drug problem at our school too, though. Like everyone was fucking high all the time at that school, and I think I noticed I started doing like regular classes. They were more high than like the honors kids. One time I was in my graphic design class, and my teacher, we had like how graphic design was is there were a group of kids that my teacher liked, and we always hung out in her classroom, and then there was everyone else that she didn't really care about, which was most of her students. And so one day the classroom started smelling really heavily of weed, like just terribly.
Someone
then
turned up
she-
the volume.
Yeah. And so she told all the kids she's like, "Can you guys all get out of the classroom? The cops are coming. I don't want them to check your bags. So you just leave now." Like, yeah, sure. So we just all left classroom while the cops came in and checked everyone's fucking bag. They found the kid and they just arrested him.
Oh, damn.
He was a chaperone for like this field trip up in Reno that I went to every single year, and it cost $100 to go to that field trip. And so I don't have a lot of money. I was struggling. So me and my friend Paula, we both worked at. I'm gonna think of a different name for this place, just so I don't like get in trouble. Maybe if someone ever gets to it. I have this place called Dingle Dongets.
Bunkin'
place called-
Bonuts.
Bunkin' Bonnet. We both worked at different ones, and we both were closers at this place too. And they let us take home donuts if we wanted to like give to our friends and our family. We could do that, but we thought about it a different way. We decided that we're gonna take home 3 dozen donuts a day, and then just bring them to school the next day and just sell them for $1 each to all the art kids.
Oh my god.
And I told my teacher, I'm like, we have this great fundraising idea, but it's not legal. She's like, do it and don't tell me about it so I can't get in trouble for it. And we're like, okay, sounds good to me. We made, like, we both needed $100 each. We both got our $100, and we both had, like, another $100 each just because we kept doing it. Eventually, kids stopped wanting donuts every morning, so we ended up stopping. But I think that's, like, the best, like, entrepreneur business I've ever had.
Yeah, no, you were really on top of that.
Just selling. It's like you as your like wallets at school, just duct tape wallets.
Yeah, my
just
duct
selling
tape
shit.
wallets. Did you guys ever have food trucks at your school, or was that just a magnet school thing?
No, we had kids with backpacks full of Spam Musubi.
No.
They were our food trucks. And most of those kids ended up becoming drug dealers, and I love that mentality. They're like, I'm making some good margins on this Spam, but that flour, I could really up the ante.
I'll still never forget about how, like, I didn't even go to my school for the entirety of freshman year. Like, I stopped going in April, like a month before the school year was about to end. So I was only there
Right.
for a short period of time, but like 2 months into school, and I was like kind of making friends with people. This girl I was kind of close with, I never really knew that she was like into pills and drugs and shit. And then one day we were like at lunch, and she was like, "Can you come to the bathroom with me?" And I was like, "Yeah, like normal girl shit." And we were just in the bathroom, and then all of a sudden she goes, "Okay, guard the door." And then she takes her phone out. She takes her phone out, and she takes a little baggie out, and it had, I think it was like oxy, and she crushed it on her phone. And this was the first time that I have ever seen anyone do drugs. Like, I was in ninth grade. I was 14 years old,
Oh my
and
god.
this girl was just crushing up shit on her phone. And I was like, oh, so that's what this school is about. And then, yeah.
I went
Drugs.
to a party one time and this kid had his phone sitting on an oven, and I was like meeting him, and he was like lining up coke on his phone. He was like, "You want some?" And I was like, "No, thanks, dude. I've never done coke, and I'm not gonna start tonight." He was like, "Oh, that's fine." And then he gets a phone call from his mother, and he just with like 2 lines of coke on his phone answers it. He's just like, "Yeah, what's up, mom?" He's just like has his mouth away from the phone so he doesn't breathe it all off, and he's just like, "Yeah, yeah, I'll be home later. Yeah, okay,
Holy shit.
all right."
That's a power
And he just
move.
hangs up. He just pokes the end call button in between the 2 lines. He's like, "All right, who was first?" Like,
Holy shit. Oh, drugs. Drugs are bad. Drugs are good.
drugs
No,
are bad.
no,
Well, drugs are depending on the drug. It
depending on
depends.
the drug. Ketamine?
Dep- it depends on the drug and how much you do it.
Yeah.
Moderation is important in everything, even moderation.
I think that's the lesson that we're learning today on our podcast. Is
Yeah.
drugs are bad sometimes.
Most of the time,
Sometimes.
they're okay.
Little asterisk.
Like it's like D.A.R.E. Did you guys take D.A.R.E. when you were in the 5th grade?
Yeah.
No,
I still wear my
Okay.
D.A.R.E. shirt.
I have a
Oh
dare
yeah.
shirt, but
I
I'm
wore my I wore my D.A.R.E. shirt to a party once, and there's a picture of me holding a bong wearing my D.A.R.E. shirt.
Didn't you wear your D.A.R.E. shirt to my birthday party? I feel
Probably.
like you might have.
I
But
wore my
like,
dare shirt to EDC. It was great.
but
Throw
like
the American
D.A.R.E.
flag on it, real wholesome.
D.A.R.E.
Just
really made
rolling.
it seem like D.A.R.E. made it seem like people would actually be like offering you drugs frequently, like for free.
Yeah.
No one's giving out free drugs.
No,
ever.
dude. Like, I wish
People are like-
D.A.R.E. was realistic like that.
I remember, like, it was like they were like also really bad at explaining it. Like when they were explaining what like weed was, they're like, "It will slow down your reaction time." They're like, "Imagine riding a bicycle down the street, but you're on weed, and then there's a car coming, and you can't react to the car fast enough, and you get hit by the car." And
Little
I'm like,
fag like,
"Oh
what is?
God, no!" Like that'd be like a big thing in my life. Like, oh God, I can't do weed, or else I'll get hit by a car riding
The
my
lesson
bike.
to learn there was don't ride a bike and smoke.
Yeah.
That was it.
The lesson to do there was just smoke weed at home.
I have a story about a man trying to ride a bike while he was high as fuck. So senior year, before I was a delinquent, I I was at a
Good
party and it was
Christian
my
man.
yeah,
I
I
remember
was a
that.
good
I
wholesome.
remember that.
I only
Jayton.
drank. I was like a pastor effectively. Uh, there was I was at a party in a garage, and these kids, they were smoking fat, all right, and all of a sudden we're all like, man, we're getting pretty hungry, and everybody was like, I want Taco Bell, because it was pretty close, and so this kid was like, all right guys, I'm gonna head home, and he had arrived on a bicycle, and everybody was like, are you gonna be okay? He was like, yeah, I'll be fine. Watch me do these calf raises. And he started trying to do
What?
calf raises, and he just fell over. We're like, oh, all right, bud, get home safe. So we all walked out of our friend's cul-de-sac, and so we could see like down the neighborhood to the gate, and we were all standing by our cars discussing which Taco Bell, just making sure that we're gonna all meet up at Taco Bell. And I turn around and look down the road just to see where my man's at, and he is. This is like a road that could have accepted 4 cars on it, like 4 whole lanes. This man is veering from the left side of the road all the way to the right side of the road, from the right side of the road all the way to just going back and forth, willy nilly, just free as a bird. And it was the best
Oh,
image
man.
because he's just like very vaguely lit by the street lights and stuff.
Yeah.
So he's just like, "Whee."
Some shit out of a movie.
Yeah. It was like a Charlie Chaplin film, really.
Mentally, I am in a Charlie Chaplin film.
Life's a silent movie.
Yeah.
Life's a silent movie.
My
where
life like a
you can't
silent
speak.
movie. I can't hear.
That's Helen Keller. My life like a silent movie. I can't hear anything.
Helen Keller would be like, my life's a movie. Yeah, bitch, Charlie Chaplin. Sorry, that was just such an easy joke.
It sounded like a
Almost
Lil Pump line.
It's like that 303 line where it's like, shush, girl, shut your lips, do the Helen Keller, and talk with your hips. What a gods. I think we're about ready to wrap this all up.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
Is it Christmas time? I think we're about ready to wrap it up.
All right. Well, yeah. No, it's over. Bye.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening to our podcast. We have podcasts. I'm gonna do that.
I think we should say, like, on podcasts I hear people say, well, that's all the time we have for you guys today. Should we
and
do
like
that?
just like promote.
Well,
the
I gotta go
tour.
meet up with my parole officer. Talk to you guys soon.
Oh, what's that? Sorry, Obama's calling me. Gotta go.
Sorry guys, gotta go. You know, money calling.
There's a warrant for my arrest for 29 files of child porn. Uh-oh, got a blast.
Uh-oh, cops are at my door. Tax evasion again. Mondays, am I right? See you guys.
See you guys. Gotta go flush myself down the toilet.
Have you seen that This isn't relevant. Have you seen that TikTok though, where the kid's like, "I just got something in the mail saying that I've done tax fraud." Well, that can't be true because I haven't even done my taxes. Okay,
I
but
went
actually,
to oh.
no, go on.
I
I'm just thinking
went
of the
to
intro. You can keep going.
Okay. I went to the store that I sell all of my designer wallets and stuff like that at, and I asked the man because I had filled out like 5 or 6 pages in the last like year and a bit that I've been selling stuff there, and just like sold over like 60 items. And I was looking at the pages, and he was like, "Yeah, you can condense the items that you have left onto like two pages, so let's go ahead and do that." And I was like, "All right." And at the end of it, I was like, "Can I take these papers?" Because I wanted to see, go back and compare like the different profit margins that I've made, so that I can like steadily focus on buying ones that are within a certain range. And so he goes, "Yeah, but you don't really need it." And I was like, "Oh, you know, it's like for tax purposes." And he and I just looked at each other and both started laughing. Like it was like ah, it was great.
Taxes. Okay, but I think for the intro, we should just be like, that's all the time we have for today. Maybe do a funny little joke like we were talking about, like just something like I feel like the tax fraud one was good, like the cops are here, tax fraud stuff.
And I gotta go meet with my parole officer. It was funny.
Yeah, no, that's fun.
I like that
Just
one.
then we just need to promote the tour and the YouTube channel. That's good.
Jayton,
All
do you
right.
want to do it?
I was just about.
Sorry.
Oh, you're
Sorry.
good. No, you're good. You're good.
Do you know the handle?
Oh.
For Twitter, it peaked in 6.
Peaked in
That's-
6.
Yeah, no 6, like with a th.
Okay.
I can't do that though. Yeah, it's
Okay,
just peaked in 6.
No, you're good. I love you. I love
6.
you, Catie.
6.
Okay.
6.
You're so old.
And then the YouTube is under Catie Jayton, Cat Jayton, Angie. What is it?
Kate, J, and
What's
Angie.
my name? It's something like that. Yeah.
Bitch.
YouTube.com. It's under. Oh, I keep pressing the wrong, so I think I'm seizing out. Yeah, no, it's under Cat.
It's under Vsauce.
It's under Vsauce. Michael here.
Okay, so YouTube
go
is
on.
Cat, J, and Angie, and Twitter is peaked in 6th.
Yep.
Alright, guys. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Be sure and check out our YouTube channel.
Oh,
It's
you
Kate,
forgot
J,
about the
and
parole
Angie.
officer part. Your parole officer's here.
The parole officer bit was funny.
Okay. Thank you all for listening. Y'all have a good night.
Bye.
Fair winds.